Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me another one of our bi-weekly guided meditations and Dharma talks. I so greatly appreciate you spending some of your precious time with us as we go through these wonderful explorations of mindfulness and the Dharma and how we can incorporate some of those lessons into our daily lives to improve our well-being and our balance and our harmony, our relationships with ourselves, with others, with the world, with the universe, with everyone out there. Remember, we're all connected. And so these are wonderful opportunities for us to sit together. And so, again, thank you for joining us tonight. I'm so grateful that you're here. Today is September 20th, right? End of September already. Another, 10 or 11 days. I always forget how many days are in September. I think there's 30, right? But another 10 days or so in this month. Fall is right around the corner. And where I'm at in central Minnesota, today was a rainy day, rainy, overcast day. And so we are certainly beginning to see those changes, as well as the pretty leaves, right? Those beautiful leaves signifying that another change is about to come upon us, changing of the seasons. And so to continue on with the changing of the seasons, we can kind of continue on from our talk from last week or from 2 weeks ago, where we did the Four Noble Truths, the first two, right? The first two of the Two Noble Truths. And so this week, for this Dharma talk, we'll be talking about the third and the fourth Noble Truth. And so, but before we begin, as our typical format goes, we start off with a guided meditation, right? So we start off with a guided meditation, and this is certainly going to be in line with our theme, the Four Noble Truths, and especially with 3 and 4. Right? We'll get to them. We'll get to their titles, but tonight for right now, we're going to just begin with changing our perspective. That's the guided meditation for tonight. So go ahead. You are invited to just get comfortable however you want to. Go ahead, close your eyes. I will be the one conducting the meditation. So you just relax, right? You just relax while we do this. Maybe shut your door, or I guess shut your door. I guess if you are, right? If you're at home and have that solitude or the silence around you, so you can get the proper mindset. But go ahead and let's begin by taking a moment to settle our bodies into a comfortable position. And you're free to close your eyes or keep them slightly open with just that soft focus, just a few feet in front of you, looking downward. Go ahead and breathe in. Nice and slowly breathe in. And pause. And slowly exhale through your mouth. While you sit there or lie there, allow a half smile to just come across your face. And if you're sitting, allow your spine to lift and your shoulders to soften, nice and relaxed. Soften your belly as you settle in as well. And breathe in nice and slowly through your nose. And pause. And then slowly exhale through your mouth. And we'll meditate tonight on changing our perspectives. And go ahead and recall a time when you felt you were in a no-win situation and you experienced feelings of stress and anxiety of what's to come. Think about all of the negative outcomes that were playing through your head and through your mind at that time. It could be the end of a relationship, maybe being late to work, and you're afraid of what your boss might say. Maybe you were uncertain about a test result or even a score. Go ahead and now think about what that real outcome of that situation was. And whatever the outcome was, even if what you imagined came true, you are still here. You are still here in this present moment with us and with yourself. Alive, feeling, caring, and wiser about this type of situation. When you encounter a new or different challenge, imagine yourself at the foot of a large mountain. And looking up, you can hardly see that summit. And looking down at your feet, all you see is rock. Monotonous colored rock. But you begin to climb, one hand at a time, one foot at a time. And as each moment passes, you look around you and you can see off in the distance, behind you, below you. Trees are now smaller. The ground is well below you. But you continue that climb upwards. Soon you reach the peak and have a complete, unobstructed view all around you. You can see the ground from when you started. You can see unlimitedly in all directions, up, all around you, and down below. When you see in all directions, you begin to understand that there is more in front of you than a monotonous mountain of rock. And there are colors, sounds, and sights to take in. When you reflect upon a challenging situation, you understand that there is more than one perspective, more than one point of view. You realize this new perspective, and you allow yourself to become at ease with this openness. You can breathe in with compassion for others. You can exhale with gratitude for yourself. And for the next few moments, breathe in and out on your own. Breathing in the compassion for yourself or for others, and gratitude for yourself. Slowly bring yourself back to the present moment with ease and calmness and openness. Go ahead and begin to open your eyes slowly and begin to reorientate yourself with your surroundings, especially before you decide to stand. And I wish you peace and ease with that. That wonderful little guided meditation on changing our perspectives. There's more than one view. It's important to realize there are 8 billion people on this planet. We're almost, right? And everyone has a slightly different view. Even the ones who think along your lines. Right? Even those who have a lot in common with you. We can still have our own different perspective on different topics and ideas, and that's what's wonderful about that. So that brings us to the third noble truth, the end of suffering. And we are the ultimate cause of our own difficulties, believe it or not. Right? We are that ultimate cause of the suffering, not necessarily the circumstance. Right? And the good thing about that is we are also the solution. So if we are the cause of our own suffering, right? Not something that happens, because of somebody else, right? This also means that we can provide our own refuge, our own way out, right? So what does this mean? It means we can't change the things that necessarily happen to us. We can't change not making the red light, right? If you're inclined to do so. We can't change a delay in an airline schedule for your flight. Can't change if the grocery store is out of your favorite cereal, which happens to be right about now because Halloween time, right? Count Chocolate, love that. They have plenty of that, but I won't be around in November, maybe October or December, right? Can't change that. But what we can do is change our response, right? How we react to that situation. And this is why the Buddha related it, the end of suffering to us in this particular fashion. So this is why we are the ultimate cause of our suffering because of expectations. We expect the airplane to leave on time. We expect to just make that yellow light, right? We expect the grocery store to have that particular item. So sometimes it's our expectations that cause us our suffering, which is also those perspectives, right? Why we can change our perspectives. We're not necessarily change them all the time, but at least acknowledge somebody else's right to their perspective and without getting offended by it. And so since we are that ultimate cause of our suffering, that also implies, as the Buddha stated, that we are the cure, right? We are the end of that suffering for ourselves. It's all in the way we react, the way that we respond to a particular situation. I was not too long ago at the groomers. Not for me. I don't have much hair to go to a groomer. And because of COVID, I had to stand behind, outside in this gate, waiting my turn. And I didn't see the sign that was on me. And I walked into the little gated area, and the groomer kindly asked me, "Hey, would you mind standing behind, outside of that little gate until it's my turn?" Not at all, no problem. And she was actually really amazed at my response. Like, wow. A lot of people just get angry and upset because they have to wait outside, this particular area. It's not like I'm not going to get my dog groomed, right? Who cares? Who cares where I stand? What's the big deal? Who cares? It's all the way we react, right? But take a few moments and for an example, I want you to think about maybe somebody talked badly about you. Right? Maybe recall a time in your life where someone, maybe you knew, maybe you didn't, maybe they were a casual acquaintance, and maybe they said something about you. And think about what your response was. Were you angry? Could have been a little shamed by what they stated. Maybe it wasn't our best shining moment back in the day. Happens. Or maybe you just let it go. Right? Maybe just let it go. And so that kind of brings us down to the fourth noble truth, right? The path that the Buddha highlighted for us. And the path is also the Noble Eightfold Path. It's a talk that we've mentioned here before, and I've also got another Dharma talk. If you're interested, I'll put a link into the description later on where you may find that if you're interested on the Noble Eightfold Path. But the Buddha throws back that responsibility onto the individual, right? The path. But he didn't just throw it onto the individual without some guidance, right? How do we take that responsibility for a more harmonious and balanced and peaceful lifestyle, which again is that Eightfold Path? And those include right thought, right speech, I should say, not right speech, right speech, right actions, right mindfulness, right livelihood, and so forth. There's several of those. But we can also, but kind of think with right thought, speech, and actions, it's kind of what we can tie in a little bit to maybe what somebody thought or what somebody said about us one time, right? Maybe they said something. Maybe it was true. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was partially true. It doesn't matter. Right thought. Maybe we take in what their comments were. Do we know them to be true? Do we know them to be false? Do we know that to be partially true? Okay. Honesty with ourselves is part of right thought. Do we respond? It could be right speech, right? Right speech. Do we respond? How do we respond to those comments? Or do we? Sometimes we don't need to. If it's true, untrue, partially true, people who know and care and love us, it's not going to matter. Right? It's not going to matter. So our right action could be nothing in that case. There was another story about the Buddha when someone came up to him and complained to him, and you're corrupting the minds of our youth, and just a bunch of negative comments. And the Buddha just smiled. Okay, you said what you needed to say, and just left it at that, right? And the man asked him, "You're not going to do anything? You're not going to respond? You're not going to come back?" In some sense. Buddha came back with the analogy like, if somebody gives you a gift, buys you a gift, and they give it to you, and they don't want it, who does that gift belong to? And the man said, "Oh, it's my gift. It belongs to me. I get to keep it." Buddha said, "Right. So the gift is yours. You came at me with anger. You wanted to give me that gift of anger. You had anger inside you. You wanted to give that gift of anger to me. I don't want it. It is yours to keep." That gift of anger was yours. So Buddha did not. That was his action. Nothing. Just responded with a smile. Just responded with a smile. And so that's the beauty of the Eightfold Path and the Four Noble Truths, right? Everybody can interpret them differently. They're guidelines, right? But they're not dogmatic guidelines, right? What works best for you, right? As long as it brings you peace and harmony and does not hurt someone else, that is the right way, right? It's all about less suffering for ourselves, less suffering for others. And so that's the beauty and the wonders of the Four Noble Truths and that Eightfold Path as well. So something to think about, something to incorporate in our lives. It's not necessary to go to every party that we're invited to or to accept every gift that is given to us. That's pretty powerful. The responsibility is ours. That's a powerful feeling, powerful sense of wonder. Wow. So I hope you've enjoyed just a little talk on the Four Noble Truths, and today, or actually Noble Truths 3 and 4. First two are from about 2 weeks ago. Actually, not about 2 weeks ago. We do these bi-weekly. And so just some updates on our center. We do have a Resiliency Plus training coming up beginning October 4th. Resiliency is our ability to bounce back from a challenging environment or challenging situation, but we can be resilient in many ways, right? The reason why I put the little plus at the end is because sometimes it's better to thrive as well, right? We can be resilient and still wake up every day and go to work. But are we thriving? So that's why there's the plus in there. Go ahead and check that out if you're interested in. And it's a 6-week course, interactive, where we get to interact with each other. Not just me talking the whole time, but we get to share experiences. And that's where the learning comes in, sharing experiences as well. What works best for you. That's why it's not one of the beauties of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. It's not dogmatic. We can learn from each other. Additionally, starting the week of October 11th, I've got 4 new sanghas, virtual sanghas, for on a weekly basis. One for teens. It's hard to be a teenager in the 21st century with social media. Just the connectivity that is out there, whether it's good or bad, how people talk about relationships, right? Not just with others, but and your parents, but also with ourselves. So we have a teen sangha starting. That's on a Saturday afternoon. We also have for veterans. Veterans will have our own sangha to talk about the experiences, everything with the mindfulness approach. Trauma sensitive mindfulness sangha for survivors of different types of trauma. You get to define what trauma is. It's not something I define. Trauma is defined by the individual, not anyone else. So you're more than welcome to join us for that. And as well as our rainbow sangha for our wonderful LGBTQT plus community. Everyone's welcome. Everyone is welcome. Right? That's the beauty. We all have something to share, all have something to offer, to give and to reciprocate. And that's the beauty of all these different sanghas. And so if you find the time, you can check out our website for more specific dates and times to join us for those sanghas or the Resiliency Plus training. And I do see we're kind of approaching the end of one more. Our last silent retreat coming up on the 26th, right? Last Sunday. We do those silent retreats from May to end of September when the weather's nice, because we do those in nature, right? So we're outside for those silent retreats, so we can connect with ourselves, disconnect from the world, right? Disconnect from all those distractions that keep us from truly being mindful. So if you can join us, it's free. That's a free event, right? I provide the vegetarian lunches and so forth, and different types of meditations. Go ahead and check out any one of our trainings or sanghas or silent retreats. Schedules right on our website, bluelotusmeditation.us. And with that, my friends, I do wish you all a night of peace and ease, and I thank you very much, very sincerely, with gratitude and graciousness for joining me this evening. And if you do find these videos and our talks uplifting and helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And with that, my friends, I do again wish you a night of peace and ease, and let me know if you need anything. That's why I'm here. That's why I do this. Take care, my friends. Namaste.